Hello, everybody. Renee here, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. And I definitely have a fancy fold card for you today. And so we're going to look at this and work through it. Okay. I will call out the directions. I will talk about some of the idiosyncrasies, and I will actually list on my blog the dimensions, so you can go to my blog. That'll be in the directions. If you click on the right side arrow and YouTube, you will see all the directions. Also, if you're on Facebook watching this live, all you have to do is go to my link tree and go to my blog, and then you'll see all the measurements. I'll probably have those up sometime tomorrow. Okay. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and have some fun with this card. Okay. I'll be with you in just a moment as we go live. Hello, everybody. I think we are good. I'm getting that down, I believe, a little smoother. We will see. I hope you're having a good day today. And we are here with Augie as usual. And sorry, I'm just going to close the door. And we are going to, sorry about that, we are going to try and make this fancy fold card thanks to Bethany Barnard, right? And so here we go. Okay, so what you're going to need to do this is basically a standard piece of cardstock that's 8.5 by 5.5. And there it is. Your card base is going to be 8.5 by 5.5. And then you should have two pieces of 6x6 designer series paper. You will need both of them. You won't need too much of the second one. You will use most of the first one. You can use other designer paper, but I thought this would be fun to use the 6x6 because it works so well with it. All right. So I'm going to go to, which probably isn't the usual thing, but I'm going to go with the designer paper, and let's look at what's happening with that first. And as you can see, all you need is 1, 2, 3 basic pieces. That first piece we're just going to go ahead and cut. All right. So what's going to happen is you're going to have a piece that has to be a 6 by 5.25. All right. And you're going to start cutting from the short side, and that says short side. And what you're going to do is you're going to go an inch down. All right. And you're going to go ahead and cut into 5.25. Not only are you going to go an inch down, but you're going to go an inch over. All right. And then you're going to flip it over and do the same thing, an inch down and an inch over, and go to 5.25. And you do flip it, and I'll show you that in a moment. You will cut between these two cut lines, and that is basically an inch to 4.25. All right. Then from the skinny end, what you will notice is this is a 5 by 6. This is only 1, 2, 3 blocks before the cut. The way we cut this, because we cut it to 5.25 and it's 6, this is 3/4 inches wide. This is an inch long from the short skinny end. So the short skinny end, you're going to cut it in by 2 inches off. Okay. And so that's what you're going to have. Then you're going to have a 1x3. And then you're going to have, and this could come from the centerpiece if you like, or you can go ahead and cut this piece, which is going to be a frame, which is going to be 2/7 by 2/7, and you could cut that off and do that. You probably, that center will hold both of these, so you could use that, and then only from that second piece of designer paper, all you would need is this piece at 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. So these are your pieces that you would need. All right. So that's that. And so what I'm going to try and do is, since I am talking about this, what I'm going to try and show you is how that is cut. And I do have that up. So this is the 6-inch side, and I check that. Okay, this would be the 6-inch. This is the 5 1/4. And I'm going to start at 1 inch. I'm going to go ahead and go in 1 inch. And I'm going to go ahead and go down 1 inch to the 1 inch here with my cutting blade, just like that. And I'm going to go to 5 1/4, as I said. All right. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to go to the 1 inch. I'm going to start at the 1 inch, and then I'm going to go to the 5 1/4. Okay. So then after that, what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to flip it to the 1 inch side. This is where this is important, not the skinny side, but the 1 inch side. I'm going to go to the 1 inch. And once I'm at the 1 inch, I'm going to cut it from 1 to 4 1/4. So we're going to go into 1. That's not written there, actually. I'm going to go into the 1, and I'm going to go to 4 1/4. So from 1, here's my 1, and you can almost feel it when it hits, to 4 1/4, and you can feel it when it hits. And you're going to do that with the other side. But now this side is 3/4. So you're not going to go to 1 inch. You're going to go to 3/4. And you're going to go from that 4 1/4 to that 1 inch. And you can basically feel that. And you've cut your inside out. All right. So you can see that. And so then all you're going to do is you're going to take the skinnier side, which is the 3/4 side, and you're going to go ahead and cut that off, as you'll cut it off at 2 inches, since that's the skinny side, the 3/4 side, you can check, and you're going to cut that at the 2 inch mark. And there you have your pieces. This piece on this cardstock will fit here, and this piece will fit here. All right. And so that's all you need to do with that piece. And so here I will make sure that I mention that you basically cut between the cuts. And so the one side is that you go the one side you go 1 inch in, other side you go 3/4 inch in to make that cut. That is the making sure that you're aware of that. Okay. So now let's look at this other piece right here and see what we've got. So this is our card base. This is our standard card base. And what you're going to do, it says you're going to cut, this is a scoring, and you're going to score from the long side. So you're going to score from the 6 inch side, or for the 8 1/2 inch. So this represents the 8 1/2 inch side that you're scoring. And that makes sense because you start at 7 1/4. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to start at 7 1/4. We're going to go here. That's how it's going to work. You're going to start at 7 1/4 right here, right? And you're going to make your first score. But your score only goes, as it says here, from 1 1/4. So you got to find 1 1/4 to 4 1/4. That's all you're doing. Then you're going to go to 6 inches from there. And you're going to go ahead from the 6 inch, do the exact same thing. It's going to go from the 1 1/4 to the 4 1/4. All right. Then from the 6 inches, it tells you to go to 3 inches. So I'm going to go to 3 inches and I'm going to do that same type of score. Okay. So this is that 4 1/4 to 1 1/4. All right. That is what I'm doing. Okay. Now, what I have here is I can go ahead and end it up at this 2 1/8. I'm going to go to 2 1/8. And when I do the 2 1/8, I go ahead and do the entire score. But I now have the 4 1/4 score. And the 4 1/4 score, okay, is going to be here. And you're going to start at the top end, 4 1/4. There it is. From the top end, you're going to go to 1 1/4 inches only. So you're scoring from the top 1 1/4. If you want to flip it, you can flip it and do the other side the same. Or what you can do is you can score up to 4 1/4, up from the bottom to 4 1/4. All right, you can do that. All right. Or you can simply flip it if it's easier for you and go to 1 1/4. All right, you just flip it. Okay, so now the cuts. So we did all the scores. And so once you have this is all scored. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to cut between these two lines. And so what that ends up to be, from the short end, it's going to be 1 1/4 from the top, okay, from the short end. All right, not from this long end, but from this short end, it's going to be cut from 1 1/4, and it's in 1 1/4, by the way, you'll notice that. It's in 1 1/4, and it's 1 1/4 here, and it's going to go all the way down to, it gets cut all the way down, cut sides from 1 1/4 to, and this is to, I believe, 5 1/2. Okay, so this gets cut to 5 1/2. Cut sides starting at 1 1/4 to 5 1/2. That's the last score line here, would be from here, and you're in 1 1/4, and you're going to cut from here to here, which is absolutely, and I'm going to show you that so you can see that, that's 5 1/2. And it starts at 1 1/4, goes to 1 1/2. It is 1 1/4 from this edge. And you go ahead and flip and do the exact same thing here. Okay, 1 1/4 from this end, 1 1/4 from here. Please make sure you're using the short end when you do this calculation. All right, that is important. It must be the short end, otherwise you will make a mistake. Okay, for sure. All right, so that's part of the idiosyncrasies, is making sure that when you do this, that you go ahead and cut from the short end. Okay, so once you've got your pieces, let's look at this. Let's look at how this folds. Once you've got your pieces, you're going to go ahead. This is going to be your fold here. This is that 2 1/8 flap. This is going to be a valley. Then the next one, the next two actually, which is this one is a mountain and so is this one. So it goes like this, okay? So it goes like this, it's folding on itself, it's closing up together. So valley, mountain, mountain. And then this one, so that one, so then we have this one left, which is going to be a valley and a mountain. So it's valley, mountain, mountain, valley, mountain. And there you go. And that is your piece. All right. So when you do this, I will try and make sure to get those little idiosyncrasies to make sure that we understand it is cutting the short side and that we do understand the dimensions. All right, that's why it's easier to do a video than me type all this up. I can tell you that much. Okay, so the other thing I want to talk about today is what we're using: Scary Silhouette dies, Festive Post punch, Festive Post stamp set, Witch Hat Builder punch, Granny Apple Green, and Highland Heather. I decided I was going to go with the Highland Heather. I have all my pieces cut. I figured that these two smaller pieces will be easy for you to cut with your DSP and your larger piece. Again, you can use the center of that piece if you like to do these, this and this, but this piece you'll have to use another piece of 6x6. Okay, let's go have some fun and see what I have for you. Okay, the biggest deal was, of course, to go ahead and show you the cuts and go through those cuts and check any of my mistakes in my writings. All right, the big deal here is these, again, is this is the 1 7/8 by 5 1/4, is just to make sure that when you're cutting the pieces, you're cutting from the right ends. Just like at the end with the card base, starting at the short end, those final cuts. All right. But you do have, the nice thing about it is that you do have the score lines here. So it makes it much easier. All right. And so this is why we need this shorter 5 3/4 here, is because this piece is a little skinnier. And so all we do is just glue that in. Yes, that's nice. Glue that in. And then this. Now, I usually don't make cards like this with all these little fancy extra cutout pieces because I usually find them too difficult, but working it through slowly but surely, I did okay, which makes me happy. Making sure we're kind of straight here. Got that too high. Woo. About this glue is quick. It's quick, it's quick. That little, you can easily get that messed up, that flap. That'll be okay because I'll be hiding that. But there you go. There's that part, right? And then I'm going to be putting this down in that center. That center is a, so this is the 1 by 3 here. That center is a 3 by 3. That's why it's 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. Just to make sure you hear the right measurements. It's a little. I could have cut that a little shorter, but that's okay. I could have cut this instead of a 1x3, 1x2 7/8, but that's okay. I made it just the length. I made it the total length. So this can be 1x2 7/8. But it's all right the way I did it. And then that gets glued down just so that you see all the pieces that get glued down and where they get glued down. All right. All right. Of course, my colors are pretty, right? They're looking pretty much like we're in the season. And so here is what I've got for you. Now, I used these festive post stamp set to do this, wishing you a happy Halloween. But what's really cool about this is, yeah, that's real cute, and I could keep that. And I could work it so that I could actually do something else. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the hat band right there, and all you see is Happy Halloween. So that works out really nicely as far, I mean, we could definitely say witching, but I was just wanting to go ahead and got a little too much there, so might as well use my little glue brush and get rid of that, and then put that there, and then put that there and there, put that in there like that. Of course, we're going to have that popping out, our witch's hat. Now, another idiosyncrasy, there's a few idiosyncrasies about this card, I think, that I think one should kind of pay attention to. And one of them is that when it's closed, how much do you see of, you know, what you want? And I want to see the hat. So I want that hat to be pretty much like this so that you see the hat, see? So that's why I put it right to the edge, all right? Then what I'm going to do is, what I had in mind was I have some stars. What I did is I pre-did this. I have some stars that I wanted to put in here, and I have them of the different colors like that, and like that. And so all I was going to do was just put some stars in, and then that would close, and I want that star, I want you to see that star. So that means that I'm going to do this. That means I want to put this pretty much close to here so that I see the star. And I'll put a bigger star there just because it was a pretty big glue spot. And then what I'm going to do is, that looked pretty good. Look at that. And then I'm going to put one right there. Opa. That's all righty. Can get that glue later. All right. With my eraser. So then we have that kind of inside. So it'll go like this, you see? So you want to make sure that when you have that window, you're hiding what you want to hide and you have out what you want to have out. So basically on the cat here, what I thought I would do is the cat will go about right here, and I'm going to put him right there. And that, of course, is from our Scary Silhouette dies. And so I'm going to put him on dimensionals as well. Well, actually, no, because he pops out already. I'm not going to do that. I am going to go ahead, and my little error here pretty much predicts where he's going to be going, right there, like that. I want him to be right there like that. See? And then I did want him up a little bit, but I'm not sure that I need him that far up. Yeah, that's fine. And then what I wanted to do is that set has some great, we're going to put dots on here. This glue is pretty new, so it's very full. See, it's very full. That happens. Okay, and what I wanted to do is I wanted to go ahead and put that like there. He's coming after him. And then I think, yeah, I have another little one. I'm going to put the glue right there on there. I'm going to put the glue right here, like that. And then they're coming after him. Like that. All right. Okay. So we have that and that. Now, I do have what I was thinking of going ahead and placing the house here. And I have the moon here, like that. Placing the hat here, the moon there. A little bit sticky on those fingers. Like that. Do the moon like that and like that. I can have, now this is from a older set, but then I could go like that and like that from there. That would be cute. And then I could go ahead and use some of the bats right around here and there, maybe some more stars. There's some more stars. I would think green stars would be better here. Yeah, something like that. Now, you will see the moon here. We'll see part of the house here like this. So there'll be a moon. Let's see how, if you can see that. So it'll be something like that, right? Like that. So I'm thinking that'll be okay. Maybe I'll put that. No, that's really where it goes. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Okay, so we're going to put the house right about there. Again, this piece is already jumping out at you. So I don't feel like you really need to. I do want it a little bit over to the right more. I do to the left. And then I can put him more like right down there, coming right out. Just like that. This is from a set, I think I would have to get the name of this set. I thought it was something like Sparkle of the Season. I think I got it from that one, or it was from another set that was actually a set that's, yeah, it might have been Sparkle of the Season. That might have been it. But there was, oh, no. I know which one it's from. It's called Festive and Bright. That's where this comes from, festive and bright. And that can be pretty high. The little ghost comes from festive and bright. If you have that one, that's where you can get that, like that. Isn't that a cute card? Very simple. After you've cut it, of course. The cutting, it might take you a few times, but you will get it. And then I am going to put hopefully a dot there. Let me lift that up with a little bit of the, so it doesn't squinch all over the place. There you go. Then you can put this down. Sorry about that. I really should use my pick tool. I don't know why I never use it. Well, my fingers are also getting sticky. There you go. And then I can put some more on here. Sure. My paintbrush. And then put that down. If my fingers weren't so sticky, we'd be in good shape. There you go. That's fine. So anyway, so that's how you would look. That you see, you'd have a little house and a cat and some bats. And I think that's a fun card. Thank you, Bethany Barnard, for the card to help me figure it out. So I took a class from her, and this is the card that she prepped for us. And I brought it home and figured it out, and there you go. That's what it takes. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this card. I am done. So that's great news. Again, I will put it in my blog. I'll put the dimensions in my blog, and you can get them through the link tree here, and it'll say Renee's Paper Crafts blog, and go there. And you can get it on my YouTube. If you go in there, I'll have the blog link. Again, this won't be until tomorrow for sure. All right, so happy crafting. And thank you very much. Don't forget to heart or like and make a comment. Tell me what you think. Hope you enjoyed this card. All right. Bye-bye now. Have a great, great day.